Today on The Big Story, Raffles Hotel's charity party to celebrate its recent reopening. Can you tell what can or cannot be recycled? Battle of the Reds as Manchester United take on Liverpool this weekend. Good evening and welcome to The Big Story, where we discuss the hottest topics of the day. I'm Dylan, coming to you live from the Straits Times newsroom. Now, the iconic Raffles Hotel is throwing a block party this evening to celebrate its recent reopening, with proceeds going to charity. For a $300 ticket, people can get a taste of the night's offerings. The money will go to Community Chest Singapore to benefit about 80 charities. The 132 restoration and renovation.
Christian Westbell, the General Manager at Raffles Hotel, and today I have the ultimate pleasure and excitement to introduce you to the reinvigorated and restored Raffles Hotel Singapore. We have always been known to be a destination to celebrate and enjoy food and beverage offerings, so we took that upon us to re-energize and reinvigorate our F&B offerings. We're very excited to see the return of Tiffin Room, one of our most iconic restaurants with an origin from 1892. Furthermore, we have looked at the Grand Hotel lobby to reinstate it as a destination to celebrate, enjoy and watch time passing by. Therefore, we have brought into the hotel lobby our classic afternoon tea that will welcome Singapore and global travelers alike.
Now, the 132-year-old hotel's extensive restoration and renovation took 2 years to complete and finally reopened on the 1st of August. Now, what can we expect from the charity party tonight? We have journalist Lester Wong to tell us more.
Hello.
Hey Lester, thanks for being here. Now Lester, what are some of the highlights of the festival?
Well, I think there'll be lots of food, lots of good food, and which is always a hit with people. So, and you're also going to have a free flow of champagne, wine, beer, and bespoke cocktails. So I think the food's going to come from many of the renowned restaurants within Raffles Hotel itself. So restaurants like Grand Lobby, Tiffin Room, La Dame de Pique, Alan Duca's BBR, Burger and Lobster, and the Raffles Courtyard.
Well, a lot of very, very famous names. But of course, I guess, Lester, guests can also see the new changes.
Yep, so they're going to be able to see especially the new luxurious suites. So there are 115 now, up from 103 before. So I think that'll be quite a highlight for guests tonight.
So Lester, briefly tell us, besides food, there are also local acts at the party. So tell us a bit about that.
So the guests will also get to enjoy live music from a number of big names in the local music scene. So there's going to be Kit Chan. So apparently she held many meetings at the Empire Cafe in Raffles Hotel when she was just starting out in her music career. There's also going to be the jazz musician Jeremy Montero and the indie pop band The Sam Willows, as well as singer-songwriter Inch Chua.
I think Hossein Leong is going to be there as well.
Yep, so for guests who like prefer comedy, you can also get to catch him.
All right, thanks so much, Lester. There's lots to look forward to at the iconic Raffles Hotel reopening charity party, which kicks off actually in a while at 7 p.m. Of course, if you'd like to see the full story, do head on down to our website at straitstimes.com. Now, we've all heard about reuse, reduce and recycle, as well as zero waste. But if we drill down to things, can you tell what can or cannot be recycled? She's a self-professed eco-warrior, and she's a recycling newbie. The Straits Times put two mums up to a challenge to sort through 1 week of trash into recyclables and non-recyclables. We have a large screen here to show you a fun interactive graphic on the recycling challenge, and I've here with me interactive graphics journalist Rebecca Pezos. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to the show. Now, briefly tell us a bit about the graphic that we see over here.
So it's just a graphic to try and really dissect the trash from these ladies into the various different categories. So, paper, cardboard, plastics, metals, all that kind of thing. And it's separated out by an NEA expert. And we also can see what actually can and can't be recycled. Okay, so let's start from the top. How did this whole recycling challenge come about? So, we've been doing a lot of stories on plastic waste, and the topic of recycling came up as a possible solution to that problem. But as we were talking within the team, we found like a lot of us are on different journeys in our recycling knowledge, right? So some of us are like pros at recycling, others literally don't recycle at all, so everything just goes in the general trash. But I think, you know, most of us were kind of in this in-between area where we want to recycle, we want to know that what we're doing is making a difference, but sometimes it's hard to know if the stuff we're putting in is actually a hindrance or if it's actually going to be reused. So I guess, you know, putting forward this recycling challenge, we have two families, very similar backgrounds, so they both have young children. And the two mothers are also on different paths for the recycling knowledge. So one is obviously an eco-warrior and she's an amazing recycler and reuser. The other one is a recycling newbie, somebody that I would probably more see myself as.
Me too, no worry. Now let's get to the more exciting part. Let's dive back into the graphic. So what are some common misconceptions that people have of recycling?
Yeah, so I guess one of the biggest things that came out of the graphic for me was the fact that it's not as easy as we might think, which is kind of unfortunate, I think. Probably most people feel that way when it comes to recycling. The NEA have put out these new recycling labels that have visual aids to help people know what can and can't be recycled. You know, but I guess in the end, whatever we can recycle is going to help. So every little bit does count in the end. But there were a few things I wanted to point out. I brought along some of the bits of the ladies' trash with us today. So the first one is actually this old toy. So I'm a mother of a very young child as well, and our home is very rapidly filling up with toys like this.
Right.
So it's, you know, a hard plastic toy and they get destroyed very quickly. They become sort of unusable and the kid probably discards it, which is sort of unfortunate. So the NEA actually said that the best point of call is to try and donate this or maybe reuse it somehow. So unfortunately, this is probably not something that can really be reused unless somebody had a bit of creativity behind them. So this is probably going to go in the general trash, which is sort of a shame. The same goes for actually these old socks. So the old socks, they don't have any holes in them. They're kind of in an okay condition, but they are old, so they're probably not something I would want to donate to anyone. So unfortunately, they're going in the general trash as well. So it's kind of, it calls to more our consumption behavior, and maybe we should look at the sort of things that we buy and know that these are not easy to recycle. Which also is a hard thing to do. I understand we are in the buying culture, so that can be difficult. Another aspect was actually the mixed media aspect. So this is an example of a child's artwork. So it's made out of paper and cardboard, so you would think it could be recycled. Unfortunately, it has like little bits of plastic inside. So the NEA said that this cannot actually be separated out at the sorting facility, so it would have to go into general trash as well.
So I suppose if someone wants to recycle that, they have to remove the plastic pieces.
Yeah, perhaps.
And then they can put it in the recycling.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one solution as well. These little like price tags, because it's got the plastic and the cardboard I think has plastic in it as well. So these kind of things we have to throw in the general trash, unfortunately. However, the milk cartons, so this is actually from our eco-warrior. She flattened them, she cleaned them, she even cut out the little plastic caps and everything. Don't worry though, that's not necessary. We don't all have to be eco-warriors. So just make sure that it's rinsed. These actually get sorted in a separate way, so it's actually fine to just throw these as they are into the big blue bins. Yeah.
I have to say though, like, I think the one that kind of shocked me the most was the toy actually.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people think that the toy, you know, it's like you said, it has kind of like a short shelf life. You know, a lot of kids, once they outgrow the toy, they don't want to play it anymore. So I was just very shocked about the fact that you can't recycle this actually.
Right, it's a real shame, yeah. So there's sort of like a few tips in terms of recycling. One is obviously to try and separate as much as you can. So anything that you think is plastic, paper, cardboard, metal, try to do as much as you can. Make sure it's not contaminated by like cleaning it, rinsing it, washing it is going to be helpful. Then everything else, I think we need to get back into the old way of donating and reusing. I think it's the only other solution to these sort of items.
So I hope people take away, you know, some advice, and hopefully we can all do our part to save the world.
Yeah.
Well, thanks Rebecca for coming in for the useful tips, as well as, you know, to discuss this recycling challenge with us. Of course, if you'd like to see the full graphic, you can always head on down to our website. It's straitstimes.com. Now moving on to our third story, get ready for the Battle of the Reds this Sunday as English football's oldest rivalry is renewed. It's Manchester United going up against Liverpool. Two giants of English football go head-to-head with more than 3 points at stake. Recent form favours European champions Liverpool, who topped the league with 8 wins from 8. The contrast could not be more stark with arch-rivals Manchester United, who are languishing in 12th place, a whopping 15 points adrift. Will the Red Devils turn the tide, or will the Liverpool juggernaut continue their streak? Now we have two superfans here with us in the studio today. We have Vignesh and we have Clifford. So guys, welcome to the show. Now, the first question, let's get into it. Why is this rivalry, considered the best and the biggest in English football?
Well, there are two most successful teams in the league historically, and I think the rivalry is huge, it's special. But over the past few years, I think United has not done very well. But even then, I think Liverpool and its fans would always love to beat United. Even when they have not been winning the title, they'd love to beat United. So I think this is a very special game. All the form book goes out of the window. This is a special game.
Clifford, what is your take on this?
Liverpool, Man U, or Man U, Liverpool, these are, if you ask me, right, this is the two most important games in the whole year of the football calendar in Singapore, and I believe even worldwide. The rivalry between these two teams, it doesn't matter if we win the league or if we win the cup, we got to beat them, and they want to beat us, and we want to beat them.
Now, okay, Vignesh, let's get a bit into this rivalry. Now, United need this win, more than ever. We have key players like Pogba, De Gea, they're injured. So, what are Manchester United's chances this Sunday?
This is absolutely the worst time to be playing Liverpool, because I mean, it pains me to say it, but Liverpool are a top team right now, and I think this is really all the stars are in place not to play them. But I think that's the special thing about this club. When our backs are against the wall, we find a way to wiggle ourselves out of it. So I'm not looking forward to the dynamics of the game. Yeah. But we'll support our team nonetheless. Yeah.
Now, Clifford, 8 points clear at the top. It must be a wonderful time to be a Liverpool fan.
It is, but 8 points is still 8 points clear. It's still a long way to go. It's only the beginning of the season, and it's a real long journey, right? Anything can happen. To finish the league without losing is almost impossible. So I do expect some hiccups along the way, and hopefully not this one though, not this Sunday. Yeah. And like I say, it's still a long way to go. Still a long way. We are at an advantage right now, but it's a perfect time actually for Man U to bounce back, and I'm not taking things for granted because I believe that they will come out firing for this game.
Now, gentlemen, may the best team win. Let's get a score prediction from each of you. What's your score prediction?
I will be happy with a draw. Yeah, but it'll be a tight game. It will be a tight game. But 0-0 is good enough for United. I mean, last season they were 7 points clear. Right. We drew with them, and we took 2 points off, and they lost the league by 1 point. So I'll be happy with a draw. But the United fan inside me, the crazy one, says it's going to be 2-1 United.
So 2-1, going for the win?
Yes, go for the win.
Now, Clifford, what about you?
For me, I'm going to be a little bit realistic because I think both teams cannot afford to lose this one and they don't want to lose it. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 Liverpool win.
1-0. Yeah, that's quite conservative.
Yes, I'm going to be, 1-0 is good enough for me.
All right, thanks guys, for sharing with us a little bit more about this Sunday's Super Clash for all our football fans out there. Now, those were the top stories of the day. For more news and videos, do log on down to our website at straitstimes.com. And once again, I'm Dylan, and thanks for tuning in. Join us tomorrow, next Monday for more stories on The Big Story.